What's up, guys? My name is Serge,
And I'm Kenton.
and welcome to Kojo.
Reactions.
All right, back at it with Fire Force, episode 7. We are doing analysis. Crazy, like talking mole, talking crow. You know, when they're, when everyone was pretty much out and about on the desert, traveling on the desert. So that was pretty interesting, to see that.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty interesting to kind of see the world building of the show. Usually
Yeah.
I feel like shows they kind of stay in one land
Yeah.
or one area, one city, one continent.
Yeah.
I like how they're like going to like a different continent.
Yep.
We're seeing something completely different than just buildings and stuff like that. We're seeing open land. We're seeing
True.
creatures. We're seeing Pokemon.
Who's that Pokemon?
We're seeing Pokemon. Go ahead. I know you want to say it. Go ahead.
We've
It's
seen
Onyx!
Onyx. But no, we're also seeing things that are different. I always wondered kind of like if Infernos are like throughout the world, and they are. We just learned that.
Yeah.
And there's some that are still out there that are still alive, just chilling there.
Pretty much.
So it kind of makes you wonder like, how many places, like how many are there, and are there other people out there fighting Infernos? And like I mean, I'm pretty sure there's only one Fire Force team, but there might be like a different continent of different people who maybe deal with them differently.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of like the Crow and the Mole that we've seen.
Yeah.
They can't deal with they're too weak to deal with the Infernos.
Yeah.
So it's just so I guess my point is I just like the world building, how we're seeing more of the world and not just more of the area. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah. You can tell that everyone they're pretty hyped. They're pretty crazy. Like as soon as they get out, it's like, I mean that's what happens pretty much when you get stuck in one place and confined in one place. Fighting, Infernos for the whole entire time. And yeah, it's crazy.
Something different.
Definitely.
Something new. It's traveling.
Yeah. The Mole and the Crow pretty much were from the Oasis. I think they were saying like somewhere in the west area. Yeah, and they were pretty much kicked out like by someone. They should only show like a picture. But you mentioned the evangelist, maybe. But from what I'm thinking, it probably could be someone else. Like probably like I saw the hellhounds. So probably it's just creatures. Like probably that just, I don't know. Maybe they could. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and also a point was made about how the Mataratsu.
Yeah.
The second one could have been built in Tokyo. The first one could have been built here.
Yeah.
It was something that was said, but
yeah. They said that could have been the first one. So, and the thing about that, like you mentioned before, like you saw how they were going through the forest and all that because there were cars. That means like there was civilization before the Great Cataclysm. So
yeah. So
do you think like I'm thinking like maybe Vulcan's ancestors, like they created the first tabernacle or Amaterasu like in that area.
Right there.
And it probably might have caused this whole issue of like.
And you know what? Another good point. I think around the Amaterasu, around that area, there were pillars. I'm not sure how many, but if there were 8 pillars, then I think that could be the place that the evangelists are looking for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think I seen it. I think I noticed it, but like yeah, good point. Good.
I mean,
yeah.
They did show like a bird's eye view of it, but I think there's 8 pillars. That might be the first Amaterasu. That might be the location the evangelists are looking for to start the great,
Yeah.
The great
Cataclysm.
Yeah, so maybe they're landing on history here.
True.
So that might be a big spot. And you did. I remember you said hopefully the Adolabus individual that's there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, he or she or it
Yeah.
joins Fire Force because someone's there.
Yeah. And then, I was surprised, like, there was actually a Dola link, but I mean, it just occurred as soon as Shin was walking. And, it sounded like the beings, the being, spoke with Shinra saying protect this forest. I wonder, is that person actually like alive, or is she just like
Probably
not
alive.
alive? Okay.
Probably alive. I'm just guessing. I mean, someone's there, and I say that because the crow looks just like the person from the opening.
Definitely. I was just thinking that, like,
Yeah,
it looks
so-
just like that.
So I think it's kind of safe to assume that that's the Adolabus individual.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's probably been there for a long time, protecting the
Forest and all that.
yeah. I don't know why. I get this vibe that I feel like like the Amaterasu is kind of like a nuclear power plant. How like it's like radiation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Except it's kind of like the opposite. It's kind of like
Pretty much.
energy that like
Mhm.
that kind of what it's kind of like radiation in a way. It's kind of like it's radiation that turns you into like an inferno. I don't know. It's just I just get that vibe.
The Vulcan's ancestors, they think that they're just creating like like a plant, like a nuclear plant, like you mentioned, just like for I guess just for civilization, all that stuff. But like it could be used for something bad as well, to start something, like to start destruction, like how
Could be good or bad, yeah.
Yeah, like the doctor, like he mentioned to Shimmer, like, oh wow, like this forest looks so amazing, like I can't believe, like after 250 years, like the Great Cataclysm like created all this beautiful stuff. And then he was saying like, or it can destroy everything. So I mean, like, give or take, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on how you use it.
Exactly.
I mean, it can possibly build a forest with the energy and its power, or it can probably destroy a forest.
Yeah.
With flames.
Exactly. So listen, yeah, like you mentioned, it's a great enough power to make a huge change, whether good or bad.
Yeah,
so.
And like I it's one thing that I always find crazy.
Yeah.
When I first seen it is how like at one point they showed a picture of the map, and it was a map of like the current world where like if you pause it, you see Africa and you see Europe and that continent or what it looks like that continent.
Yeah.
And then you see it after the Great Fire, and it's like just a whole bunch of islands, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow. That was just cool to see. It was just cool.
Yeah. I am also pretty interested to see like more of that character that pretty much had a Dola link with Shinra. Pretty mysterious. So I definitely want to know more about that character. And moving forward, seems like an ally. I don't know, maybe seems like someone that's peaceful, but give or take.
And also, I mean, although it doesn't seem like there's like any evangelists there.
No.
There was a moment where they did show the person that was inside of Shinra, the Adola, the lady.
Yeah, the lady.
It was brief, but when they got to the pillar, they showed a brief moment of Shinra smiling after the captain said, "We're not trying to fight.
We're not trying to fight and all that."
Shinra smiled, or he smiled like he's nervous, but he smiled, and you see like a brief snapshot of like the chick.
Yeah, the chick and all that, smiling too.
So it's either, I think, two things. She found the 8 pillars, which is what they're looking for to start it, maybe, or maybe she's just smiling because
Shinra said like, we didn't come all here, we didn't come all the way right here.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
To not fight.
But my point is, she's there. So she's there. She's still there.
Mhm.
So she can, cause.
It's kind of like the way I think you have a point because like the way she smiled, it's kind of like, oh, you guys are there. You guys are getting warmer. Yeah, you guys are getting warm. Keep going, keep going. You'll find the answers that you seek.
Maybe.
You know, so and because if that's the case, then like because she like one thing we know about her, like she can transfer. She can pretty much go from like I think pretty much go from like one having doubling one person to someone else, like we mentioned with Inca, that she had like an adult link in a sense with Inca, or pretty much how she went into her head. So I'm pretty sure she not only can she go to Shimmer, but she can go to other people with an adult link too.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know.
So I guess we'll see what happens there. Kind of curious to see what does happen.
Definitely.
Thank you guys for watching. Follow our social media channels. And also, man, press the bell. That's how you get notified when we post something. You kind of quickly. And just thank you for being a viewer, a watcher, a liker, or just someone who has an opinion on this. So
yeah. And don't forget to comment down below what you thought about this episode. We would like to know more your thoughts and opinions, and have a cool discussion down below in the comment section. So don't why not? But anyways, guys, thank you guys. Kojo?
but out.